walk this sidewalk every morning until I got the old hand-me-down Chevy that my father had bought in 1950. I got it in 1960. It was still running fine.
What road are we on again?
We're on Carrollton Avenue.
Oh, that's right, Carrollton.
Okay.
So you were about to tell a story about your uncle?
Yeah, my Uncle Landry.
And you might have to speak up. I don't know how well it picks up the sound over the air
My
conditioner.
Uncle Landry just turned 98 years old. And he's living in a nursing home now, but there's nothing wrong with him. I think my cousin got tired of doing all the cooking and all for him, but he's still in good health. 98 years old now.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Hope you get some of those genes.
I kind of have a feeling I will.
My mother lived till 87.
Yeah.
And Ning Ning lived
to 84. But I mean, she probably would have lived a lot longer if she hadn't been smoking and drinking
She
as
didn't
much.
die. She just kind of dried up. You know, like you put something in alcohol and it dries up. Hey,
oh God, that's horrible.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm going to a different route. Don't get your nippers in a twist. You ever heard that expression?
Yeah, she wasn't eating much, but she was drinking a lot.
Yeah, she was just living on scotch. Well, it's Carlton that would point this out to us.
Yeah.
I'm going this way to avoid the jam.
Okay. So that was the main story, or was there?
Yeah, that's the main story. I mean, I think being 98 is pretty cool.
No, that's great. That's awesome.
And then my grandmother died at, I'm not sure, but she was at least 82. So what I'm saying is you've got quite a few people in your family that made it over 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some...
Plus, there's all sorts of uncles and aunts that I could check.
Yeah.
Florence got cancer, but somehow or other she lived like 15 years
That's
afterwards.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you go to her funeral?
No, she was in Florida.
Oh, we went to somebody. Oh, it was that other aunt.
Aunt Bibi. Now she died young.
Yeah, Bibi. We went to her funeral.
Yeah.
We were first married.
Would you mind
She got cancer.
Would you mind turning down the AC?
No, I just thought you didn't want to.
No. I mean, I think I might be able to hear you guys a little better, or the video camera might be able to hear you a little better.
I didn't want to roast you back there.
No, we're good.
In fact, sometime when all of my relatives are together, at least Robin or Zoe, I'm going to try to see if they all remember my father's brothers and sisters. I can remember everyone but one, and I can't figure out who it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be worth.
Sammy and Jody, and then there's Florence and Bernice, and
I met Bernice
and Uncle Leslie. And John, and then Warren, and there's one more.
Yeah, I met Warren.
I think it may have been a Lewis.
Well,
yeah. No, I was named after a great Uncle Leslie.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Leslie on the other
named
side.
After the great uncle too.
No. This was on the other side.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
I didn't know that. I thought I was misled.
No.
All these years.
Yeah, I was told differently too.
Yeah, I was misled.
That's really good to know, Mom.
I'll bet you Zoe and Robin do not know.
They may not know that.
Yeah,
you should tell them that, Mom.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Blaine.
Yeah.
You know what this used to be right here? On this property? Right here.
Right here.
It's been a shopping center.
Schwegman's Supermarket.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Schwegman's used to be on St. Claude and Elysian Fields.
It's worse to sit there.
You know where that is?
Yeah, you know.
I'm very familiar with Elysian Fields. I went to Brother Martin.
Okay, that's of course.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the original one. It was a circular building. That was the original Schwegman's, and it looked like something out of, San Paulo or someplace like that. So Schwegman's decides to build what was labeled a giant supermarket. And by comparison to anything out there, this was, incredible. It was like 3 warehouses, all galvanized tin.
It was.
Yeah.
There were 3 of those giant Quonset huts
It was 3,
tacked together.
3 curved roofs stuck together. And this was an era when they still had mom and pop grocery stores.
Yeah.
Just about every corner had little tiny, not franchise places.
I know what you're talking about.
And fact, that's how I got my first dog, Gail. Our neighbors, when we lived near the French Quarter, they had a bitch, and she had a big litter, and I used to go over and play with the puppies, and of course, naturally, they saw me as a potential customer for the dog, and so I got my first dog. And when we moved out,
was that Snoogie?
Yeah, when we got his real name was Rover.
How the name Snoogie get started?
I have no idea.
Your mom.
Probably my mother.
Yeah.
But he lived until my senior year of high school.
Wow.
And my father wept copiously when the dog died.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of weird. It was the end of my childhood. You know, I was about to graduate from high school, and this was
What year did you graduate Jesuit?
62.
64 at Newman.
64
64
for you at Newcomb?
Newman.
That's right. Newman.
Then she went to.
That's where the Mannings went.
The Mannings?
Yeah, Eli and Peyton
Oh,
Manning.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Cooper as well, but he's not in the NFL.
I don't know if it still does it, Blaine, but you probably know this. But when I was growing up, this would always flood during heavy rains. This area right here. In fact, Metairie Road generally was famous for flooding.
Metairie Road?
Yeah. Or Metairie, as it is locally
Metairie.
pronounced.
I still say Metairie.
Yeah, I do too.
How do you pronounce that?
I get that with the street I live on all the time because I live on East Lafourche.
Yeah.
And anytime.
Just means the fork.
You should pick out like 3 different pronunciations and give the same person different pronunciations each time you talk to them.
In like Parisian French, not Cajun French, but it would be fork regardless. But in Cajun French, if you say La Fourche, that means like a pitchfork.
Oh, really?
If you want to talk about the fork that you're eating with it, hey, that's just like my Mercedes. Alas, did I tell you,
What?
Gail, I had to sell
Oh,
it?
yeah. Oh, that car right there.
The tan one.
The tan one?
Yeah, mine was blue.
Okay, what are you going to say for fork in
Okay, if you want to
everyday
say
French?
fork, for table use, it's a fourchette, a little fork. That's what.
Oh, and
Oh, okay.
is this specific to Cajun French?
No, this
this
is
is-
Parisian French.
Oh, that's Parisian
French, yeah.
I really need to relearn French because I didn't even realize how much I knew, but I knew quite a bit. You know, to be dreaming in French.
Yeah.
I
had to.
Every now and then,
Depth stuff.
Kathy sends me something in French.
Yeah.
You know, or I'll write to her something.
Or
in
Danielle
Yeah.
calls you.
French. Yeah, Danielle.
And I do
In fact,
love.
Monsieur Danielle, est-il ici?
No, and I love the language.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where my heritage is. Where was it? It was from the Languedoc region of France. That's where Gregoire Guillory hailed from.
no, I think it's Normandy.
Normandy.
Yeah, I think it's Normandy.
Normandy. How do we know?
We don't know for sure, but there's a lot. I think that's where the name is generally.
And you said it's like related to the name William.
Yeah.
That's kind of the English equivalent, and then Liam
It's
is the
also
Irish.
Gaelic. There's a Gaelic
It's a
connection.
It's a Gaelic name.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. I'm Gael and I'm Gaelic.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's one of
Yeah.
the reasons you got that
And
name.
Gaelic is Irish.
The
right?
other was I'd gotten enough tickets because I'd get tickets, around Tulane, and then going into class, I was often speeding. I used to go on the River Road. From Kenner, I'd go on the River Road, usually in Jefferson, Arahan, somewhere up there. Look over on the River Road. It was a quick way to get to Tulane. Well, it was also a quick way to get a ticket. One time I was speeding on the levee.
What?
This
It's
is
true.
not good.
I confess, it's true.
This is not good.
And
You're not supposed to be on the levee.
I was speeding, and damn if there wasn't a state trooper. And he got up on the levee and started chasing me. So I figured.
Well, yeah. That's how often did he get a chance to chase people on the levee?
This is
Probably a great day for him.
This is a real Louisiana story, and my mother knew somebody who knew somebody, and they got the ticket fixed.
What?
It's true. It's
Oh
true.
my God.
It's true. I
Wow.
cannot tell a lie.
Wow. You, quite frankly, it sounds like you would have deserved that ticket. I'm
not-
sorry.
Honey, I am not disputing the fact.
Yeah.
Richly
I
deserved
think
that
you
ticket.
would have
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I never did it again.
But what were you going to say, Mom, about Robin?
Robin, okay. Robin got his hands on a switchblade knife when he was about 14 years old. And it was very illegal then. You know.
Really?
Yeah, it was. He had gotten it from his, my mother and father used to joke about them being our mafia friends,
Yeah.
Gloria and Bob
Honey,
LeBlanc.
they were mafia.
And they had 3 sons, Michael, Joey, and Timmy. They weren't, with the booze, Mom was going to her flower garden, parties and get-togethers, or her bridge club, and, a whole bunch of other things that she used to do, and think was what a sociable upper middle class lady should do.
Right.
And, there just wasn't much left for the kids.
Yeah. I think you told me once that, in some ways you feel like they felt closer to the maid than, or they bonded more with the maid than
with Astoria.
Yeah.
Because she raised
Now,
us.
it was Astoria and then Mercedes, right?
Yeah. Astoria was, I think her name was spelled Estoria, and Mercedes like a Mercedes. But they were really nice. I don't know how they put up with us. I certainly don't know how they put up with my mom.
Oh.
When she'd go in her hysterias over something.
Really? Oh.
Really, yeah.
Here's the thing. I think as a grandparent, she was wonderful, and she was very loving and good to me, especially when it was just me and her. But I could see there is some, she had some quirks.
Definitely.
Especially when the whole family was there.
Yeah.
And there was just
you kind of just play off of each of us, and
that's what I didn't want to spell that out, but I kind of got that she, maybe one of the ways that she dealt with some of her own social anxiety was to start all of this stuff between other people.
Robin and Zoe, did you hear about Dan's new book? How smart and intelligent he is. Oh, isn't that wonderful? They have a writer in the family.
What are you
You never
talking?
heard
We're talking about Ning Ning and
My
just
mom.
Yeah, this used to be a Piggly Wiggly, Gail, and you never met Astoria. She was gone by the maid at.
Oh, watch, there's a young lady.
I was going. You should have just left me alone.
I don't think there was any danger, but
Yeah, too
I don't
many.
I don't blame you for being cautious.
Yeah. Anyhow, her name was Astoria, the maid, and cook.
You met Mercedes, right?
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, Mercedes was. God, I liked Mercedes. Oh, Mr. Dan, how you? I loved her.
Yeah.
But
she liked to talk a lot. Astoria didn't talk a whole lot.
yeah, Astoria was kind of
And
quiet.
Astoria was the one she raised you,
Wait,
right?
if this
Yeah.
is two-way,
Yeah.
you can get a ticket for
Pretty
parking in the
Oh,
wrong
shit,
direction.
You're probably right. I wasn't thinking about that.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for the.
Word of advice.
Yeah.
Especially with my Illinois plates, there'll be
Yeah.
Salivating.
saliva dripping down the side of his mouth. Yeah. Oh, cannas.
Yeah.
Those are cannas, Gail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some all around the house. They're
Yeah,
not,
no.
Mine
Yeah.
are not. Those are
they're all
nice
over
ones.
the
They're red.
place.
They also come in
Wait,
yellow.
was that the end of the story, by the way?
What, about Astoria?
Yeah.
No. The rest of the story is one night I came in and I couldn't quite tell what she had in the pot. It was beef, something, looked like some carrots maybe in there. And I said, Astoria, what you got going there? I said, is that a pot roast? And she said, hey, this is not bad. I think I can, I think I can manage it. So she says, no, it's not a pot roast, it's a stew. And I said, well, what's the difference between the two? And she says, well, if you want to make the stew, you just pour some water in. that was her idea. Her cooking was a little strange.
You add more water.
Yeah, add more water.
More water.
Well, anyhow, this is has to do with the Piggly Wiggly. One day when I was a graduate student at Tulane, I was coming out of the Piggly Wiggly. I stopped. We used to live just a couple of blocks down there
What road?
on Broadway,
Oh, okay.
300 block.
Oh, that's right.
I'll show you the house.
Okay.
Anyhow,
What's this guy behind you? Oh, never mind. He's waiting. You're good.
Yeah, you're good. He's waiting.
I got a courteous person. I'm just not ready for
Yeah.
that. I'm going to go back where I was, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can't really straighten up here too.
Dad, it says no parking there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there. He's gonna
Yeah.
go to the other one.
Okay.
Don't worry. Anyhow, she sees me inside the Piggly Wiggly. She nods at me. She was all dressed up. She was getting her weekly shopping done. She had a big bag, and she lived about 2 blocks that way. So I said, I was parked right in front. So I went over there. She didn't say, "Do you take me home? What's going on?" I just opened the door for her. She sat in the front seat. I picked up her groceries, loaded them in the back. What you have to understand here is that
Yeah.
she had raised Leslie, and as far as she was
So it was
concerned,
like-
I was a member of the
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
and it was my responsibility to just be a gentleman and take her home. And there was nothing said.
Yeah.
And I think, somebody who had not
I
grown up.
wasn't even in the car or
Yeah.
anything.
And she didn't even know that we had moved. Well, maybe she knew we had moved to this neighborhood, but she didn't know, and she wasn't working for Leslie's parents at the time anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's a neat story. I really
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like the story. And she looked.
Did I ever meet her?
No,
Or did
no,
she
she
ever
was
meet
gone
you?
by the time we were.
Oh.
She looked like those pictures of Aunt Jemima.
Uh-huh.
She looked like Aunt Jemima.
You were saying you used to walk through
I used to walk through Audubon Park,
Audubon Park?
our house on Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah.
You walk through Audubon Park to your house on Broadway. Can you turn down the AC? Because I've noticed it's hard to hear with the
Okay, and
AC on there. Thank you.
came
I
over.
did a picture on one of those islands out
Yeah.
there in the.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, how cool.
She's also took a photograph of me, which I'll send you a copy of,
Uh-huh.
to get an idea of what I looked like when we got married.
Uh-huh.
And I have
Like, I have seen some pictures of you from that time.
And anyhow, I had my last year. I must have told you this story too. That I took. It was kind of the make it or break it course in the
Right.
English department to get a PhD. It was Old English, not baby Old English, not fake Old English, real Old English. Met at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Ugh.
We started out in September with 33 people. We finished it in May with 6.
Oh my God.
And all those
Wow.
others did not get a PhD.
Wow.
And the guy, and so every morning I'd get up like 4:30, 5 o'clock, which even then was hard for me. And I'd do, because I had learned it was much better to do it just before class and get in the Old English mode before you went up, because at 8 o'clock you were going to be doing Old English. Oh, shoot, there's an ambulance right behind us.
Oh, there is?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
just pull over and let it
Just
go.
pull over behind
yeah,
us.
it'll work.
They're probably doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Gail, I was the only person that got an A both semesters.
You're the only person who what?
Got an A.
Got an A. Oh,
And
that's
it was
cool.
because I was used to studying Latin and Greek at Jesuit. But I was used to doing language study. It was still a hard course. Plus, like our first thing we did
I can't believe
the
none of
Lord's.
these people will let you in.
Yeah.
Watch this guy.
Oh yeah, watch, Dad.
He's,
Hey, up your ass.
Oh,
I believe
God.
she did that.
But-
What's that? Yeah, that was kind of douchey.
First things first.
Because she knew why we pulled over. To-
Same reason she did.
Yeah.
We translated the Lord's Prayer. I could still do it for you. And we had to learn
Old
it
English.
in Old English, you know. Ur Vader, du the Ort in heaven. That's it. We had to do that. It's, oh, and
It
this
sounds,
guy,
it sounds kind of like English if you're chewing on like
Yeah.
a hot potato.
and this
Right.
guy who taught us, he was from Johns Hopkins. He was brilliant, but he had no idea of how to teach a foreign language to people. And he'd say, this is how you teach it. He'd say, well, if you knew Swedish, it's this in Swedish, and it's this in Old Norse, and if you knew Low German, not High German, but if you know Low German,
this card
it's
right
this. So he'd give us all these examples, and everybody in the class is looking at one another, and he'd say, well, what about Iceland? He had just come. He had just spent the year in Iceland. He says a lot of in Iceland. It's between these two.
Are you okay, Dad?
I'm fine.
Yeah, just the light.
Okay,
know.
let's see. Where is it now?
I'm okay.
Magazine between Nashville and Jefferson. I'm going to see if I can hang a Roscoe here.
Mom,
Yeah.
do you have any stories about Astoria or Mercedes?
Well, I remember driving her to her house in the cutoff, which is right around, a few blocks from where we lived. But it was where all the African Americans lived. It was like a little ghetto or something over there. But there were a lot of old
It
houses.
was a ghetto, honey.
Yeah, it was. I know. But anyway, she was so cheerful and, happy all the time.
And who is this? Mercedes?
Mercedes.
And
Yeah.
she was skinny as a rail.
Yeah.
And she'd eat a lot, too.
Oh, and I had a few conversations with her son when I was living at your house
Yeah.
on Patterson.
Yeah.
And he'd come into Ace Hardware a few times where I had taken a job for a little bit.
Yeah. So how did he know that you were...
I don't remember, but I think it just kind of came up, and then I just got into a conversation with him about it. I think he was talking about the pool at one point. That he redid the pool with his father.
He may have. I never met him,
Yeah.
but I knew, or I may have. But I knew he was kind of like a jack of all trades and handyman, and he was a pretty good guy. And
Yeah.
I didn't know, more than that. And John really liked her.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
What about Astoria?
And let Leslie take that one because I really don't know.
Yeah. She
Here, I
just
got the map
always
for you,
seemed
how
to
to
be
get there.
there.
What's that?
Okay.
Just take a left on Magazine and we'll go down one block and that's it.
Okay.
I've got I just waiting for Magazine at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just verifying.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So what were you saying, Mom?
It's hard for
good
me
to
to
know. I
think of
didn't know.
anything of her because it's like she was always there and always.
She
Oh,
raised.
she was-
She raised.
She, she was cooking when we came home from school, and
This
she
is
was,
Magazine
or
coming
she
up
was
here.
in the kitchen, basically,
She was
Wait until it's
was
time.
she a good cook?
Oh yeah,
Some things.
something she was very good at. But some of them were, like the gumbo was so hot.
Like
It was
spicy?
almost,
Oh yeah, that's something
yes.
John would say about her. He'd
It
say,
was almost
"She
impossible
doesn't have
to
any
eat."
taste buds anymore.
Yeah.
She dumps the whole can of pepper in the soup." He'd say that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it was really,
We didn't really think
hot.
ahead. It might be tough to park on Magazine.
Yeah, I
Yes,
may
it
just
is
drop
tough
you
to
off and
park in
circle around or
Magazine.
look for a place.
That's fine.
Yeah, because
we
it only
can
take me a
do
minute
that
to
because
find the shirt and get out.
Yeah.
You got 22 minutes
Okay.
right now. I don't know what's holding us up here.
Gail, you want to walk?
No, I don't mind walking. Do you think it'll be faster?
At this rate, I'd say probably next time we
Yeah.
stop.
Okay, maybe next time we stop. Okay, well I'll just shut this off for now.
I'm just looking,
Oh, okay.
and
That was a dance hall?
dance hall, cat house, casino,
And where was that again?
right back there.
Well, I know, but just because I started up the camera again.
Well, right at the parish line, right at the beginning of River Road in Jefferson Parish.
Oh, okay.
And it was up until Prohibition ended, which was in 1932. It started in 1920. It was voted in. Women voted in. Gail was the first time the women voted, and they voted Prohibition in. So it was.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was a strong. The feminist movement and the prohibition movement were very linked together because there were so
well,
many.
that continues even today, and I deal with that a lot at Metropolitan, where people have this misconception of thinking that alcohol causes the
Yeah.
abuse.
Yeah.
It does not.
Yeah.
It does not.
It might make it worse.
It might
sometimes.
make
Yeah.
it worse, but no, it does not. And there are some people who even that's really a common misconception where they genuinely
it
believe.
makes abuse worse.
But they genuinely believe that it causes it. I mean,
Yeah,
they've actually heard
She's
them
got
refer.
a point, honey.
Yeah,
I
they actually believe that it causes it.
Uh-huh.
Talking about prohibition and alcohol, There was a story you told me once, Mom, where that you know, and you were talking about things that were aggravating, and your dad said that I think he had some nickname for you, like
Carrie Nation.
Carrie Nation. How did
she's
that
a famous
Prohibition.
Yeah. How did that get started? How did that nickname come about?
Well, because I would go through the room, and my mother and my father and Uncle Hugh and Aunt Florence would be drunk as skunks.
This is true. I can attest to this.
And I'd say, booze. Or drinking again, I see.
And I could see Leslie doing this, knowing Leslie.
I was kind of irritating.
Honey,
aggravating.
you still do it about certain things. I mean, you get on your high horse.
Well, I mean,
saying those
I could,
horribly,
I could think. Well, I could think as a child, Dad. I could
perverted
think
sexual things, you know.
Well, what? I mean,
I'm being libeled here.
No, you're not.
Yes.
I could see how a child though would have that kind of reaction to all, you know, their parents having a habit, you know, having this habitual ritual of getting drunk all the time.
Yeah.
And Gail, it was
and it smelled
really
bad. I hated the smell of alcohol, and I could walk in the room and it just flooded over
It was
you.
nice horse up there.
And then they both smoked.
Yeah.
And,
now, Mom, I have a question. You said that Ning Ning smoked and drank all through her pregnancies, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
She insists that she didn't, but you know, I don't know.
I can't imagine John not smoking around her. I mean, he was like 3 or 4 packs a day. Plus, you know, the booze. I mean, that's a deadly combination.
Yeah, I know. It's hard on kids.
I mean,
it's probably amazing we survived.
That's why she's got asthma. I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
Probably.
And allergies. But my parents smoked too. You know, my parents smoked.
Yeah, your dad had his pipe.
Yeah. Well, before that, it was Chesterfields. And he'd smoke those all the time.
That was just very typical of your parents' generation, I think.
I think so. There was a lot of drinking then, a lot of social drinking, I guess because a reaction from the Prohibition. You know.
I think
also New Orleans,
I think
you know.
that's part of it. And all their friends drank a lot.
Yeah.
But I think they just liked to drink. I mean,
well, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. We'd have,
you know, they'd be sitting there, and Aunt Florence would say, "Honey, could you get me a drinky poo?"
Yeah, drinky poo. That's right. when they visited us in Illinois, we'd have to, you know, I'd have to stock up and you know, get a case of booze because I knew they were coming in for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it was real. And we're not. Gail, you should talk to Carlton about this. He's much more judgmental about it than we are. I mean, we were, you know, I wasn't a teetotaler or anything.
Yeah, and with Dan, I'd have a drink too. He used to say I was one of the cheapest dates. He knew because I drank very little.
Yeah, I'm not, you know, and I think I inherited, I just don't like, I mean, I drink alcohol with friends, but I genuinely am only drinking because they do. I don't like it that much. So whatever.
Well, I hate the smell of alcohol.
Are we close to your place of employment?
No. It's kind of close to that Jefferson feed store that Blaine was talking about.
I don't know where that is. So
but it is a confidential
this is where I got my ticket
location.
For speeding on the levee, right along here.
Yeah. Oh, really? Right along here?
Yeah.
Where that cop followed you on the levee?
On the levee.
Yeah. Oh, also, Dad, I just realized something. I have the camera going, and you were asking me about a confidential location that I really can't. So I can't.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said place of employment.
Yeah.
I did not specify.
Well, okay, but okay, you didn't specify. That's good.
Okay.
But yeah, but don't ask about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were all these. You know,
Yeah. No, it's actually not a big deal, but
kind of sounds like James Bond or something.
it kind of is.
This is Universal Exports.
If you'd like an example of Dan's gross humor.
Well, Mom, I'd be more interested in your childhood.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'm that. Yeah, no, that's
she's
okay.
trying to get something demeaning about her.
Well, she probably knows about it anyway.
Yeah, I probably know about it anyway. Talk to me about Uncle Robin.
Uncle Robin. Actually, he was hanging out very much with Mike and Joey a lot, and I didn't, at a certain point I didn't see him, and then he didn't even go to school. He basically they had trouble keeping him in a school.
He was the bad boy of the family.
He'd cut school, and he'd get expelled and stuff like that. And they tried him at a place called École Classique.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, and he basically, bombed out of it.
It was at Trinity College in Texas. I think it's in San Antonio, I think.
I don't know if he didn't go to college.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think he was only there like a couple of weeks. Yeah, it was around the time we got married.
Yeah, it was around where Zoe was.
He had to have gone to college though, because he has his degree in social work, right?
Yeah, he went back.
Yeah, he went.
When he was an adult.
Okay.
Well, first of all, he got his landscaping degree, and he took some courses over in Japan. To
That's how he met Mitsuko.
Yeah,
basically.
Oh, and that's when he met Mitsuko.
Yeah, that's when he met Mitsuko.
It was on an educational tour. She taught him a few things.
He was a hippie, or he and Zoe were hippies.
Yeah,
Zoe used to wear an Indian type outfit with a headband and feathers and a buckskin coat with fringe.
And I probably inherited a little bit of that because I've been called a hippie lately, just recently, in fact.
But it was kind of funny because Zoe is, she's not a hippie. Let's just put it that way.
Well, she tried it. A lot of people did it back then. And
This place was here when I was in high school. It's a good little restaurant.
Charles Seafood?
Or it used to be Charles's,
Yeah.
My parents and I used to go there.
I think you've told me once that one of the reasons that you're an early riser is because that's when you would see your dad.
Yeah. Basically, he would get up at about 5, and and sometimes I would
go to bed at 8.
Yeah, and I would be waking up, and I'd see him before he left. So he was rushing out as I was getting up often. I told you about the bubble lights, right?
No.
Okay. The bubble lights. My father got these incredible bubble lights,
she doesn't know what you're talking about. You'll have to explain to her what they are.
They're Christmas lights.
They're Christmas lights. They were glass, and they had a fluid in them.
They had a fluid, and they'd get hot, and when they got hot, they'd make little bubbles.
Yeah.
And they
would travel up the... Yeah, they were neat. And we all loved them. The kids loved them. But then I think my mother heard the next year that they had caused some fires, and that was basically the end of the bubble lights.
Yeah, because Greenfather, I always called him, Greenfather loved anything gimmicky and kind of gadgety.
He loved it.
Gadgets.
Oh yeah, he loved things like that.
He loved gadgets many times.
And anyway, my mom freaked out over them. That was a pretty often happened. He'd do something that we all thought was fun, and he'd build up to being a whole lot of fun, and then she'd get freaked out because there was some dangerous aspect to it.
Wow.
So there was a lot of that going on too.
Yeah.
And I was something of a naughty child.
Were you?
And I was
That's so surprising.
I was I didn't realize it, but I was attention deficit hyperactive. Like one time I got out on a balcony on the second floor, and on the outside of the balcony rail, and I was like 3 years old or something like that, 2 or 3.
So this must have been before you moved into the house on Patterson.
Yes,
correct.
This was a pretty high balcony. It was second story or so, but for a 3-year-old child, that's pretty
scary. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't scared. They were all scared, running around underneath me, trying to sweet talk me off the balcony.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact situation.
What about riding the bicycle off the porch?
Yeah, I rode my bicycle
Tell her
off
about
the
that.
porch. Yeah, But anyway, I could have gotten killed right then and there. Plus, whenever we go any place, I'd run on ahead and then hide behind bushes, and then when they'd pass, I'd come up behind them.
I hadn't heard all of these. This one I hadn't heard.
Yeah, but these, I was pretty naughty and pretty crazy and doing a lot of wacky stuff. And I kept on doing wacky stuff basically into my teenage years. Except I would, what would I do? Well, I basically shut myself in my room. I, got sick of fooling with my brothers and sisters and my mother and father and their friends,
So, Gail, try to appreciate with this background. When I appeared on the scene and was invited to dinner the first time, I met her older brother, Carlton.
Yeah.
He was wearing blue jeans, no shoes, no shirt. And I came over and, gave him my hand to shake hands and meet him. And his response was to belch at me.
Yeah.
And that was the high point of the evening. It went down from there.
Yeah. And
that was kind of...
Yeah. And I remember at one point...
As I said, they treat me as if they thought I was Leslie.
Introducing Uncle Hugh as Unky to Dan.
She introduced...
And I didn't think this was at all strange.
She says, "Oh, I want you to meet Unky."
Yeah.
What was I supposed to say? "Hi, Unky." And so I just stuck out my hand, didn't say anything. He was okay, except he was a borderline alcoholic too. Former U.S. Navy submarine captain during World War II against the Japanese. He had some great submarine stories to tell. He was also a naval attaché in Florence, and that his wife Florence they both knew a little Italian from that experience.
Oh yeah, and they had traveled a lot.
I think this is the right one. I hope
And
it's the right one here.
yeah, they would. What are you looking for?
Roosevelt. I think I'll get to it. It's okay. I'm not lost. I know where I am. Just...
Oh, are you driving to your mom's house?
No. Well, we're going to be close to it. But, I'm just trying to avoid the traffic.
Right.
What was I going to say now? Something about Unky, He was actually a naval engineer.
And I remember at the
Worked for
particular
Higgins, too.
moment that I introduced him, Unky was... He did not remember the introduction, Dan.
Yeah, well,
he was sitting there practically drool hanging out of his mouth at the time.
He would try. His thing was that whenever you met him, he'd say, "Have you ever tried a Count Negroni?" And I had no idea. There is such a drink, and it's this Italian cocktail, and it's got like brandy and 3 or 4 different kinds of liqueurs. I mean, you're going to throw your guts up the next morning, and it's really strong. And
Did he fix you one?
He fixed me a big Count Negroni.
Gosh.
And that was my introduction to Hugh.
Wow.
He's gone now, and so is Florence. In fact, they're all gone.
Yeah.
You want to see? You
They
want
were
to see
all
my mother's house,
characters.
Gail?
Do we have time?
Well, we're right by.
Okay, sure.
They were all characters in my family. We all had, and we all kind of went our different ways too. Robin and Zoe were real close.
Robin
to
and
one
Zoe
another.
have always been like the Bobbsey twins. I mean, they're just.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense in that kind of household that certain people would get very close and others would distance
That's why
themselves.
it's so hard for me to get to know any of them, is what I've been trying to explain to you.
Yeah, this is getting familiar.
This was my mother's house. This guy doesn't take care of it at all.
It's very dilapidated.
Yeah, this used to be neat as a pin. He's a slob.
Oh, well. No.
My dad planted that pecan tree right there.
Yeah, there's the pecan tree.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, it was
And
just
actually,
prolific
my father
too.
designed this house. This was his.
Oh, that's right. He designed it
Yeah, he
too.
did the blueprints for it all. And that little
That
house,
pecan tree in
flat top
particular
house
was
across the
just
street was
so
built
prolific.
About 1955. That right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
And this was
typical
a
of that
dirt.
period.
I have a picture of me and my dog, and when this was just built, this street. This was a dirt road when we moved here, and I'll
Wow.
show you the first house where I grew up, basically. You see that?
Yeah,
big tree?
the camera is still rolling, by
You
the
see
way.
that big tree?
Yeah.
My father and I planted that.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That big one right there.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we went out in the woods and dug it up and brought it out.
What type of tree is it?
It's
It's an oak. It's
An
a
oak?
white oak, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that?
And it's a big old tree now. So.
Yep, it is.
So boy, it doesn't look. They put this
No,
red
it
stucco
does
crap.
not. It's
the front.
ugly.
Yeah, and they changed the pillars some. But I remember when that porch was built, and I don't know if they've still got the garage. I think they changed it, or they tore down the garage. What is it still back there? I can't tell. But that
The sun
can't
is
see
pretty
with the
intense.
glare.
There's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It looks like a.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if the garage is still there. They've got that carport in front of it. Anyhow, that's the house I grew up in, Wayne, but it looked a whole lot different then.
And my younger brother, Robin, was always getting into trouble. I would do these crazy, obnoxious things, but Robin would really do things that were kind of scary. Like he'd go
How about
hunting.
the golf club?
Oh yeah, yeah. One time he was trying to hit a ball with the golf ball with a golf club, and he was standing behind Mike, who was using the golf club, and got hit. If you've ever noticed, there's a scar right over his left eye. That's the golf club. And basically, it scared the death out of my mom and dad.
Most people would say something else.
Yeah. And basically, he was okay 20 stitches later.
Wow.
Yeah. And he had
We're gradually
stitches
getting there, Blaine. I'm
inside.
sure you think I'm taking you around the rainbow here.
That's
but
all right. He had
most of the people I went to
stitches
grammar
on the
school with
inside
went to Jesuit
and then
lived right-
stitches on
right
the
over there.
outside. They did that back then.
It was
They
called
wouldn't
grammar
take-
school, not elementary school.
They wouldn't take the inside stitches out, but they would remove the outside stitches. The inside stitches would just get absorbed.
There's a standard poodle there. Not a bad looking dog. If you're into poodles. You didn't tell them about Colette.
Oh yeah, we had dogs and cats through all of this too.
That was my
Yeah.
other big
Yeah.
impression of the house. When I first knew Leslie,
Smelled like dogs.
well, not just that. There were a minimum of 10 animals in the house every time I'd visit,
Wow.
and usually some strange people, and usually everybody was drunk when I get there or close to
Not
it.
me.
Not Leslie, but it was, and Zoe was the cheerleader in the midst of all this. That's what when I met
Cheerleader?
Zoe, she was a cheerleader.
Oh, you mean like, oh, okay. Like an actual,
Pom-poms.
Yeah.
an actual cheerleader.
An actual cheerleader.
Okay.
Yeah. After we got married, he came over and visited us a couple of times, but he just kind of show up. Robin wasn't the kind of person that you could say, come on over for dinner. And it wasn't that kind of thing, but every now and then there'd be a knock on the door, especially when we lived on Broadway. And remember this, put this in context, Gail, we got married in 1968, which is usually considered the most heated up year of the 1960s, which as a decade was very different from what you're living through now. It was the worst year in Vietnam. It was the year that Hubert Humphrey was defeated for the presidency and Richard Nixon was elected, which brought in a whole bunch, and he was elected saying that he would end the war in 6 months, and we were in the war for another 7 years. Okay, so there was just a lot of stuff that went on, and of course it was the year of, there were all sorts of riots and protests,
Yeah.
Vietnam protests all the time.
Yeah, I think they made it. When was the Watts riot? Was
The
that?
Watts, I think those were also, yeah. That
I
was
think it was 68.
yeah, that was with the death of
Yeah.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that summer. That was just that was just before we got married. So it was a very tense time, and during this time there was a lot of social role changing and role playing on it. People were there were for example, there was a term called the weekend hippie, just like today you have the term soccer mom and so forth. It was a recognizable social niche. There were people who had a 3-piece suit and went worked for whatever. IBM or whatever, and had their hair trimmed nicely, but on weekends they put on a headband and some John Lennon type glasses, smoke a little weed,
put jeans on,
listen to Jefferson Airplane, and they were called weekend hippies. That was a term that everybody knew, weekend hippie.
Interesting.
And it wasn't considered bad because it was a way of coping with the man, straight society, and also
But you weren't changing society at all by doing that.
So there was a lot of hypocrisy, but also there were good things that came out of it. For example, the biggest beneficiary or inheritor, if you like, of the 60s movement and philosophy were universities.